Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City a lovely place to live. I'm your host, once again, Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Realty. They haven't fired me yet, so I'm excited about that. And it's a beautiful 4th of July. I know we're not supposed to mark the date on these things, but it's the 4th of July, and we watched some fireworks last night, and it's just awesome, and I'm fired up to be an American and live in America and just be able to do awesome things. And I've got two amazing ladies on the podcast today that are excited to tell you all about what they are doing. And it's just a cool thing and another just wonderful thing about Johnson City because of the great people that are here. And so welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Holly Dockery and Melissa Parrish, and they are with Females at Action Northeast Tennessee. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thanks for
you.
having us. We appreciate it.
And I was surprised a minute ago. I walked in and I was like, this lady looks familiar. It's Melissa, my old friend. And I helped her and her husband buy a house, and they still talk to me.
That's right. And we still live in that house.
They
It's
still
fabulous.
live in the house and still talk to me, which is a blessing because I've worried about it a few times. But tell us a little bit about you, and I guess first of all, how did you get to Johnson City?
So I ended up here when I moved out of high school, came up here to go to ETSU for college, went to the College of Nursing, and been here ever since.
And where's home for you originally?
Originally Franklin, Tennessee.
Okay.
So born and raised.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Got out of all that craziness, came up to where it's a little more calm.
It's changed a lot since I was little. So
yeah.
But we like it up here a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Melissa, remind me how you got here.
So I went to high school at Tennessee High up in Bristol, and then I went to college down towards Knoxville and moved to Atlanta for several years, and we got married, and then we just realized that we didn't really want to raise a family in the Atlanta area. It was pretty crazy even 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's been a long time. So my husband and I moved back up here, and we decided to stay in Johnson City. We felt like the community of Johnson City was great. It was a great place to have kids, raise a family, really get involved, and just a lot of stuff happening in Johnson City. So our families are still near in other parts of the Tri-Cities, and so that makes it a great place to live as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to give a shout out to Craig. Hey, Craig, I love you. He is one of the greatest dudes you'll ever meet. If you ever get to meet Craig Parrish, he's awesome. And it's probably more than half. Because All right, Johnson City Living, what is your favorite thing about Johnson City? Go, Holly.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I think literally just the community. It's the perfect size. It's not too big. It's not too small. There's lots of just like really sweet things going on, just really nice people, lots of ways to get out and explore. You know, you can get out in nature if you want to go hiking, or if you want to come downtown and kind of eat some good food and hang out. Just the immediate community, just love it.
And I would absolutely agree with that. That's absolutely why we moved back to this particular area of the Tri-Cities. We felt like there was a lot going on here, but again, just kind of the perfect size where it wasn't too big, wasn't too small, and the people who live here really love living here. A lot of people have been here for a long time, you know, went to Science Hill and stuff, and have assimilated into the community and are employed here and giving back to the community. But we see a lot of new faces as well, especially since the pandemic. People have relocated to this area. The small business scene has definitely taken off and survived pretty well since 2020. So that's really kind of my favorite thing, is the fact that you can have a downtown scene, you can get to a trail or a waterfall, in 5 or 10 minutes, and there's just a love and a sense of community in the people who live here.
Yeah. Yeah, over and over and over, it's the people here.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for making it awesome. All right, tell us a little bit about Females in Action Northeast Tennessee. It sounds like you are a paramilitary organization. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, gosh. No.
Well, I think the original, so we actually have kind of a brother organization called F3. And so a lot of our male counterparts joined F3 when it kind of launched here in
Yep.
2016. And I think a bunch of the wives were like, well, you know, here you are going off and working out.
Right.
And,
Mhm.
you know, you've got all these dudes you're hanging out with and everything. And you know, where's the women's group?
Yeah.
kind
Like
of
we need
thing.
something
So,
for us too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Well-
that's kind of how like the national organization was formed too.
Okay.
Was, you know, had partners in F3 that's been around a long time, and so FIA Nation was really born out of that.
And if I had to guess, you guys were like, yeah, you're doing it okay, but we're going to do it a lot better.
I mean, I think we do a really good job.
Yeah, I figured
so.
pretty much. That's probably how it went down.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty fun that you're having a little boys club, but we're going to start something really fun.
Yeah, so it's nice. I mean, you know, we get out and have like this little community of women, and you know, we all come from different walks of life. We're all different ages and fitness levels, but we all get together and we kind of do the same thing Melissa was talking about earlier. We're all the same at 5:30 in the morning. You know, get up, get out. You know, it's easy to get up and say, oh yeah, I want to start exercising. And like, you can do that for a while,
Right.
but it's the people who make you come back. And that's what's really special about our group.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, FIA Nation. So we're free, peer-led, women's only outdoor workouts, rain or shine. You will find us out here in Johnson
Hot or
City.
cold.
So, yeah.
So in Johnson City, our schedule is, and we've changed things over the years.
Yeah.
And stuff, but currently we meet at Founders Park in
Okay.
the amphitheater Mondays and Wednesday mornings at 5:30 to 6:15. So it gives people, I think especially women are busy, they're running households, they're running kids or grandkids around, and getting to jobs and everything. So
Hard to squeeze in a workout.
right, and that's kind of how FIA Nation was born too, is to get up and do something for you before the day gets started.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't, many times, oh, I'll do it later. It's easy to put it off. So, and then our other workout here is Saturday at Founders Park on the field side.
Okay.
So we try not to interfere with the farmer's market or anything like that on Saturdays.
Gotcha.
But that time is a little bit later for people to sleep in, 7:15 to 8:15. So it's a little bit longer workout by about 15 minutes, but it's a little bit later. But still, it's pretty early to where, you know, you can get to sporting games or whatever you got to run your kids to,
Right.
or
Yeah.
kids to, or whatnot. And then we've recently started a Friday location here in Johnson
Oh, cool.
City, over at Indian Trail Middle
Yep.
School, and that is on just Friday mornings
Yeah.
at this point in time. It may morph into more. It's a newer location for us. And it's also 5:30 to 6:15 on Friday morning.
And it's a really good location too, because it's super convenient to the women who live more on the north side of town, Boones Creek area, Gray even. It's more convenient to
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
Because, you know, in the morning, it is one of those things where it's like, if I have to get up and drive 10 or 15 minutes, that can certainly deter how engaged you can be. So, you know.
Especially if you have to get to work afterwards.
Yeah,
and you have to, like,
exactly.
go home and get ready and that kind of stuff, or get kids ready,
Mhm.
stuff like that too.
But it's cool because we literally just had some women who were interested in that location. And it's like, you know, we would rather not have to drive to downtown. We would
Right.
like to be closer to where we live. So what's another option for us? And so they just started doing it, and it just grew, and it's been really successful. We've got a core group of women who meet out there on Fridays. We had a new lady come over from Boones Creek, and, you know, she's hardcore. She shows up every day now. But it was because of that location,
Right.
you know, the convenience factor.
And building community. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
because you really do show up for the people.
yeah.
Yeah.
is,
Right.
is what you do. So, so kind of how our workouts go is, we are volunteer, 100%. So we all take turns designing workouts, leading workouts. It's certainly not something that we necessarily say, oh, you need to do. We don't force anybody to do
You don't
that.
have to
It's
have
all
like
volunteer.
a accredited fitness.
No,
degree or anything.
nobody is a professional.
And we say
No
that at the beginning of
professionals.
every workout.
Right.
We do have a little disclaimer.
Right.
So
you need
no
to
one's-
sign this waiver saying that.
It's a verbal wave.
Yes.
Your presence is you wave the wave.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we let everybody know that, hey, we're all different fitness levels, especially and age levels. And so maybe, somebody's got a bad knee or a bad hip or something like that, or you have an injury, maybe you're a runner and you've got plantar fasciitis or something now. We always let people know, please modify these things. Like, just because this is the workout that the person has designed, we always show modifications, whether that's to modify down to protect certain joints or something, or to modify up. So, there's always ways of making things more intense.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, is there's really no equipment necessary. Normally, because we're women and we don't like to get our hands dirty when we're doing push-ups and stuff, we do say, you may want to bring like a beach towel or a yoga mat or something like that, just to protect your hands, or even wear a pair of gloves or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all like body weight resistance stuff, and high intensity interval training, Tabata style type things. I guess overall they call it boot camp.
Yeah, like boot camp
workouts.
style.
Gotcha.
But we also have some women who lead super awesome like yoga based, like power yoga workouts. There's where we work out in Founders. There's a really good hill. Is that Commerce Street, I think? So sometimes we'll get out there and we'll do some running. Boone Street. Yeah, Boone and Commerce.
It's by the cemetery.
Yes.
By First
we call it
going over the
Tombstone
hill. Tombstone Hill. That's right. Some of our fallen fellows are over there.
That's right.
But yeah, so it's just awesome because it's always different. And what I really like too about the modifications is like sometimes you'll look across the circle and you will see someone just like going so hard, or like really increasing their weight or intensity or adding a jump to a squat, and you're just like, oh man, and then it pushes you to push yourself, and otherwise you might not even think you can do it.
Yep.
But when you get out and you see other women trying and doing it successfully, it's exciting to push yourself and realize what you can do.
Yeah.
We actually had a gal, Globetrotter. She's on our social media right now. She had a little about me. We try to like kind of feature some of our packs every now and then.
That's cool.
And she was talking about how empowered she felt when they did a group mile run at the workout the other day. She was like, never thought I would have done it, and she did it. And like, what a success, you know. It's really exciting to feel how empowering that is.
Yeah.
So
I had the pleasure of being at the first F3, and I guess it was
What's
a
your
pleasure.
name?
It's
Do you even remember?
Melissa. So I don't know if you guys.
We're going to share our names.
Do you guys shame each other? Because that's what they wanted to do.
We're not mean like F3.
See, that's why you did it better.
We're nicer.
We're
we
nice.
realize that if we call somebody something they don't like, they may not come back.
Right. I sell houses, and I'm with a real estate agent, and that's my whole livelihood. And so they said we should name you FSBO, which is short for sale by owner. And I was like, the knife just like right in the side. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. They were wanting to go with Remax before when I was working for another company. I was like, that's a little like too much. Let's go. So they dumbed it down a little bit for me. So,
but
what are your all's names?
It clearly made an impression.
It did, like, and so I did F3 off and on for about 6 months, but like I didn't like the Colt.
We're not quite as I would say we're
friends. Like when it comes down to it, we show up. We will give each other a hard time when we need to, but we laugh and we just have so much fun.
Oh, it's a bunch of fun.
We aren't razzing everybody so much.
So that's good.
Yeah,
I guess. But
so back to our names.
Yes, you go first.
Okay, so I was one of the original FIAs in the group, and we weren't really creative at that time because, of course, we knew the F3 names, and we were like,
I'm 2. This is 1.
Yes. When we counted off, we were like, oh, that's our names. So my name is actually Peaches, and it was really just because I had spent several years in Atlanta.
So there you go.
So it was kind of like
that's pretty good.
Whatever. So we have gotten a little better at naming people.
Yeah. We've got some really cute creative names.
Yes.
Some names are simple, some are very I don't know, not outrageous, but a little more exciting, I guess.
And Holly, what's your name?
My FIA name is Summit. So, because I had actually my first workout that I posted to, that's what we say. I had just gotten back from Colorado. We climbed our first 14,000 foot mountain, so got the name Summit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know. So yeah, so we're not real mean when it comes to names.
Yeah,
We really we
yeah.
tell anybody, this is something we want you to be able to get a tattoo of or something like that.
Gotcha.
Well, and it's funny too, because even when we walked in here, I know this is Melissa.
Right.
I know that's her name, but I'm just like, oh, hey, Peaches.
Hey, Peaches.
Right. I just don't even think.
Yeah, we hardly know anybody's.
Yeah.
We try really hard to know everybody's real name and FIA name.
Yeah.
But part of that is just really that's what makes it a community is that you attend a FIA workout, you've done a FIA workout,
right.
and then you're one of us. I mean, you're part of the group. I mean, you're not a stranger.
Well,
and
when you show up here, you're not wife, you're not mom, you're not sister, grandma. You're not your coworker. You get to be you when you come and hang out with us and work out or do a social. You're just you, and that's for you. That's your time.
Your time.
That's really important.
From 5:30 to 6 a.m. And then
6:15. Yeah.
Yeah,
6:15. Sorry. 6:15.
So yeah, I mean it's a good 40-minute workout for the most part. We do a little warm up, and then we have what essentially the meat of the workout is, whatever that is. We call it a Q, and then towards the end we usually stop the workout around 6:10, and then whoever is leading also we circle up and we have what we call a circle of trust, and so and that's when whoever is leading just kind of sets an intention for the day, whether that's a prayer, a motivational word. Sometimes a poem or a story.
Sometimes something funny, sometimes
right,
people share a joke or a funny story or a recent experience,
So it's also just a time of connection there at the end and stuff before everybody kind of separates and goes about their busy day.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk to the ladies who are listening to the podcast. Hopefully there are thousands of you.
Absolutely.
And they're saying 5:30, I have to be downtown. Are you... Is that, and that's AM.
Yeah.
So
yes,
and we hear that a lot.
Yeah. So tell us, because I like getting up early.
Yes.
But tell others how you guys, how would you encourage the ladies to set their alarm for 5 and just...
I would remind everybody that it's hard for all of us. Unless you're truly just one of those morning people, it's not easy for anyone, but it's not going to be any easier if you were trying to go to the gym or if you were trying to go do anything else. So, set your alarm, try it. And then honestly, it's worth it, and then you kind of realize how good you feel, how good it is to start your day with some movement, some time alone, setting some intentions for the day, getting your workout done, before your day even starts.
Oh, you're already going.
Yeah. I mean, it feels so good. You're so accomplished already. We've got one gal, that was her whole thing. She was like, I can't believe I got out there at 5:30, and she's never quit since. She shows up every day, and so it's just but it's habitual.
Right.
You just have to try it.
You got to create the habit. And
I think we've been in Johnson City since 2017, and I'm still not a morning person at all.
Still not a morning person.
Not even close. But I think, especially in those early days, what I did was I had a buddy, and basically we would text each other at 4:40 in the morning and be like, "Hey, are you up?"
Yeah.
and stuff. And we did that for about 6 weeks. Honestly,
Right.
yeah, it took about 6 weeks to really kind of oh, okay, we're really doing this.
Yes. Right. And you're like, I'm not gonna if she's like, I'm not feeling it today, you're like, me either. And you
That's
kinda
right.
roll
And
over.
so-
But if
so
she's
that's-
like, hey, I'm headed out the door, you're like, all right, I gotta
Just
get up.
grab a buddy and say, hey, let's text each other at this time in the morning. Make sure that we're both up and we're both getting there.
Yeah.
And again, it really takes a good. For me, it really took a good 6 weeks to really get over that hump of oh my gosh, this is so early. Well, so I feel that person really deeply.
Yeah.
Really deeply.
Every morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and honestly, the hardest part is getting out of the bed.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you're up, you're like, well, I'm up, whatever,
Right.
Kind of thing. But honestly, the hardest part is to look at your alarm and think, oh my gosh, it's 4:40 or 4:45, and be like, okay, I can do this.
And in the winter, it's
That's
10,
what I was saying.
20
That's why I
degrees
quit, 'cause it was
outside. The bed feels really good when it's that cold. Maybe it's spitting flurries or something. But listen, you put on your layers. If you're lucky enough to have a seat warmer in your car, maybe you just take an
Or steering
extra
wheel
minute.
warmer.
Yeah, just take an extra minute before you get out of the car once you get parked. You know, everyone's
I
the
feel like you
same.
just
It's
said,
hard.
Colin, put on your big girl pants and
Yes.
get out there
exactly.
and get up.
But honestly, I found I'm not a cold weather person at all, but I found that I really enjoyed the winter
Mm-hmm.
a lot better than the summer
Right.
and stuff because by the time you're done, you're warm,
Right.
but you're not like
Soaking sweat.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
just
Like
yeah,
having to
just
sit on a
gross
towel
kind
all the way
of
back
thing.
Yeah.
home. And,
And it's all about just we've all learned to kind of figure out as far as like the layers that we need for the
Yeah.
particular temperatures and we're here to help other people and stuff. And there's actually a lot of great health benefits to working out in the cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
And stuff. There's actually a lot of great benefits physically that you can't get working out in the warmer weather.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I mean, we've got regions. You know, FIA Nation is huge. It's all across the country. They have regions in California. Actually, they just recently launched a region in the United Kingdom.
What?
Yeah, there are FIAs in the United
UK,
Kingdom
baby.
now. So, but you know, I mean, we have regions up in Ohio and places that get a lot of snow.
Yeah.
It's
And you're
like,
like,
it's really cold.
And
yeah.
when you see
it's
these,
really cold.
yeah.
Like you got to shovel out a spot so you can do your push-ups.
Yes,
That's
yes.
commitment right there.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But
It's like if
so
they can do it,
inspiring
we can
to
do
see
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
if they can do that, we can absolutely
Yeah.
do that here.
Have you guys-
Downtown Founders is really cool too in the winter where they do the Christmas trees and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
now.
That's
You know,
super
it's
fun.
fun.
Mhm.
It's cool to be
'Cause
out
we can
there.
do like themed workouts
Yeah.
with the
Well, they've
Christmas
kind of wrecked it
trees
for a little bit because they're tying in the West Walnut corridor
Yes.
stormwater, and so it's like
Well, we're gonna
a war
hope
zone
that
right
it's,
now.
You know,
Yeah.
over
I didn't know
sooner
if that
than
was
later.
part of your deal. Like, all right, today we're shoveling.
Well, we haven't thought about that.
Yeah, we're gonna
No.
move boulders today. Let's move this tractor.
Shovel gravel.
That's
It
right.
is funny because like for a while there when they were it was better this week. There weren't as many construction people out there. But like some of the construction guys are getting out of their trucks and they're like, what are they doing?
Right.
You know, we're just like, hey, you know, just over here working out.
Hey, you're late for work. We've
Yeah.
been here for an hour. They're like, okay. All right. So have you guys been to a FIA in a different city?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And we certainly encourage people. I think that's the greatest thing is that, you know, anytime I'm traveling, I look up like, oh, do they have a FIA region here?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where are their locations? And kind of what is that in location to, you know, wherever we're staying? And especially if you're traveling in the Carolinas,
Yeah.
North Carolina,
There's
South Carolina, I mean,
tons of
you know, you
options.
just drive a block and
Yeah.
you'll hit a FIA region.
Oh,
pretty
that's fun.
much.
Yeah. I went to
And-
we were in Myrtle Beach a few weeks ago. I posted with those ladies. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
We've helped launch several regions as well.
Yeah.
Last year we went over to North Carolina, Waynesboro.
Waynesville.
Yeah, Waynesville.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
we helped launch
It's on the other side of
Waynesville, North
Asheville.
Carolina.
That's awesome.
Y'all helped launch Knoxville,
Yep,
Nashville.
in 2018, and then in Memphis and Chattanooga. But we were the first in Tennessee.
Yes.
So we were the very first FIA region.
Go Johnson City.
Exactly.
Pioneered the effort here in Johnson City, absolutely.
Well, if you ain't first, you're last.
But in FIA, no woman is left behind.
This is true.
Which is good. And I think F3 was like that too. And there'd be guys walking, you know, if you're running and like you could, and then you'd see some guys stop and, you know, encourage. And
Yeah.
I
No,
think
and we absolutely do that because I will tell you, I'm not a runner at
Yeah.
all. And so actually, when I was at a FIA workout a couple of weeks ago, one of our other running gals, Peppermint Patty, came back to.
I love it.
She's amazing. So she came back and she just kind of jogged a little slower
Yeah.
with me and stuff like that, and we chit chatted and so yes, I mean it is extremely inclusive. It is a group effort,
Right.
absolutely. It is no woman left behind, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you guys get together outside of the workouts and hang out? Have you met-
Definitely.
yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I think we definitely individually, you know, gain friendships where maybe you're really good friends with one or two ladies
Sure.
and y'all do your own things. But we do try to plan social events.
Right.
We did a really fun one. I guess it was in the fall over here at the Generalist. We did the like the
The
non-alcoholic.
soda tasting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
They have
booze-free
a lot-
happy
They
hour.
have a lot of those.
That
Those
was
are
so
fun.
much fun.
Yeah.
We did that, and then we've been over to the Black Olive before for a dinner social. I mean, we try to get out and do stuff. We've gone over to the Watauga Brewery, you know. We just try to get out and do fun stuff. We've done hikes and stuff. We did
Yeah.
a camping trip in the
We
fall.
did. That was
That
so
was
much
so
fun. We
much
went to Roan
fun.
Mountain for the weekend.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
It was so cold.
Yes, it
So
was.
cold.
But it was great. We had a fire and
We did burpees. It was great. We just
Well,
warmed
we
up.
did hike the balls.
We did a hike.
There you go.
We did
Yeah.
we did the hike and stuff.
Yeah, I
but-
think that's one of the most attractive deals about it, right? You've got just this awesome community, and then
Yeah.
later on too, you may go, well, Peaches, she's a nurse practitioner. She could maybe help me with my rheumatoid arthritis or whatever it is.
Yes, you can absolutely.
So there's probably
network,
some
certainly.
networking stuff in there because
Certainly.
you're, when you're doing push-ups and stuff and working hard.
Right,
beside
you're like,
somebody,
hey, what do you do?
Yeah,
Where
you're
are you
talking,
going after we do this?
Right. Yeah.
And you build trust. I mean, when you've seen that same
Absolutely.
person over and over and over, you're like, well, of course I'm going to go to that person.
Yeah.
Because why
No,
wouldn't I?
absolutely.
You get
It's-
recommendations, who's the person you go to for
Yes.
this, or who do you see for that, or I got to take my kid to X, Y, and Z. Who
Yes.
should I use?
Right. Yeah. So
there's
you build
a-
that community.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I
definitely.
think it's,
Yeah, and we try to do a fair amount of community service as well. We call it philanthropy, and yes, a little play on words there.
I love it.
And so we have volunteered with Seasons of Hope in the past, and
The Habitat for Humanity
and
Women's
yes,
Build.
we did the
that was
Women's
a good
Build
one.
for Habitat for Humanity
Yeah.
locally. We've participated in a lot of different community service stuff. We try to do that.
That's
pretty
awesome.
frequently as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try just to
Giving
give
back.
back a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I think the last thing we did a collection for the foster closet.
Yes, for the
The
Smile,
Smile Foster Closet, we did a
Closet.
collection.
That was our most recent one.
Yeah. So, yeah, just
And
try-
again, that comes back to just the people here in Johnson City. They love each other, and we love our community.
And we like to take care of each other.
We want
Yeah.
to take care of each other over and over and over, and that's why everybody and their brother's moving here. I mean, because they're like, we go there, and the people are the nicest people we've ever met.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, Holly and Melissa, of course you met them.
Of course.
They're like, yeah.
We know everybody.
Now, of course, you're going to come back, right? So, I think it's awesome what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Let's talk about somebody who maybe hasn't exercised ever before, feeling a little trepidatious about coming out and hanging out with you guys. Should they be, or tell us how that would go?
I don't think they should be nervous. I mean, I can understand. It's always
You
a
don't know-
little
yeah,
intimidating.
right.
Yeah, because,
But
you don't
I mean, you
know
can look at us. I
anybody.
mean, we're not like bodybuilders.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we
You
get
know,
out there,
We're moms,
we work
we've
hard.
had kids and
Um,
C-sections and whatever else.
and yeah, I mean, literally, I think there's different challenges that women might have from a fitness standpoint.
For sure.
If you have had C-sections and children and all this stuff. But that's also why you should do it.
We've got regions, FIA Nation is huge. It's all across the country. They have regions in California. Actually, they just recently launched a region in the United Kingdom. Yeah,
What?
there are FIAs in the United
UK,
Kingdom
baby.
now.
Yeah.
Just come move your body. Like,
Right.
listen, we're not here to impress anybody.
Yeah.
You are here, show up for yourself, do what you can do. I mean, no, anytime you move your body, it's good for you.
Amen.
Right? So just come out and try, and no one's going to judge you.
Yeah.
It's not like going to the gym where you see the row of
No,
treadmills and you're
no.
like watching everybody. We're here, do you.
Right.
It's
Yes.
all good. And then
It's always a you against you thing.
Yeah.
And we tell women, this is your workout.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we want you to get what you want from this.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody has to start somewhere and everything. And I think that it can absolutely be intimidating to begin with. But I think our mindset when it comes to exercise is really more, let's celebrate what our bodies can do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you are, 28 and you are able to do, this, or 38 or 48 or 58 or even 68.
We have,
we have women in their
Yeah,
60s
yeah.
and
our
stuff who
AOQ
are
just
out
had her
there.
birthday today. I think
That's
she's 62 today.
Nice.
I think.
So, right. I mean, we have, literally women from almost every decade of life.
Yeah.
And of course, and fitness looks different at every decade.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so I think it's truly inspiring to see people across the gamut. When we look at like Firecracker or whatnot, and
Yeah.
she is a
She's
firecracker.
amazing. Yeah.
And she's in her 60s, and
Yeah.
it's just it's inspiring to say, wow,
Yeah.
I can't believe that you're out here, and doing this and stuff, and
making it look easy. Yeah.
she's really amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's truly inspiring because I think as we get towards like middle age or whatnot, and everything that you start to think about like, well, where is where's my fitness like,
Right. What do I look like when I'm 60, 70,
Yeah.
80?
Right,
What do I want life to
absolutely.
look like? You got to
Right,
think forward, and then
absolutely.
you got to make steps today to get there.
and
Mhm.
stuff. So
And I
that's
think
why
you have to
we
fight the
welcome
fear.
everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fight the fear.
I think
Well,
there's a total, like, if I'm, yeah, I mean, like, to just go start a workout, you had to fight that fear. Everybody's got to get over it, but
and it's important to remember, though, that we've each done it.
sure.
Right now, aside from maybe Peaches and some of the other OGs, they kind of got together as a group and started showing up
Right.
to just launch our region. But like me, like my first workout, I literally just pulled up in my car and I was like, are
hope
these a
they
bunch of
don't-
weirdos?
That's
What's
right.
going on? And then I get out.
Am I
'cause
in the right place?
Yeah.
but I see other women. I'm like, okay, this is where I need to be. Let me get out. And everyone's just so nice
Yeah.
and so welcoming.
Right. They're
I
like,
mean,
hey, good to see you.
yeah, it's like,
you're like,
honestly,
whoa.
we just want everyone to come join us and
Right.
be our friends and participate. Like, we're just happy if you show up, you
There you
know?
go.
So, no judgment, just come to you. And like I said, just try. We've all been there. Same thing leading a workout.
Yeah.
You know, the first time you lead your first workout, you
You're
know, you
like,
think, oh, I got to plan it. How much time do I have
You
to
wrote down many cards and different options.
Exactly. And then, like, anymore, I'm like, I just rolled out of bed and this is what we'll do.
I'm making it
today.
up in the car. I was like, oh.
I mean, kind of,
Yeah.
you know.
We do. We a lot of times we'll keep things like saved on our phones or
Right.
something like that.
Like a
just
go-to
like
workout.
Yeah.
Exactly. And stuff. So, I mean, we have some kind of tried and true things. And
Yep.
so a lot of times we have some kind of pre-made. I mean, we've been here for 6 years.
It'll be 6
almost,
years in
almost 6
August.
Look
years.
at you guys. Yeah.
And stuff. So, I mean, anybody can help anybody lead a workout.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we will encourage like maybe a more seasoned FIA to partner with somebody who's doing their first Q.
Yep.
And so that way, they can bounce ideas off of each other.
And you're not alone.
Right.
you
And
know?
you're right. Absolutely.
Not alone. You're never alone.
Never
no
alone.
one's left behind.
Right.
That's right.
How can our listeners connect with you if they were like, hey, I'm interested, want to dip my toe in it a little bit, maybe talk to you guys offline, maybe meet for a cup of coffee
Yeah,
and then come out. So
absolutely.
they've got a friend before they get out
Yeah,
there. Is that something
definitely.
Yeah.
So social media, we're pretty active there, Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
You can find us. It's at FIANETN, FIA Northeast Tennessee.
Gotcha.
So that's how you can find us. You can check out our website. Same thing, FIA Northeasttennessee.com.
Or FIANETN.com. Yes.
So you can check us out there. Shoot us a message, a DM. We have an amazing social media queue. She puts out our weekly schedule, so you kind of know who's queuing, what the location is, what the time is. If you need clarification on specific locations, or maybe you're a little nervous, or you have some questions, or whatever, just shoot us a message. We usually respond pretty quickly. Either myself or F-Stop is our social media queue. One of us will get back to you, and we just really look forward to meeting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Absolutely.
All right. What's the dream of FIA? Where are you guys headed? Do you want like
That's a really good
That is a
question.
really good
1,000
question.
members maybe, or like, and then multiple sites all across
Yeah.
the Tri-Cities, or
I think
Appalachian Highlands?
growth is always the goal, right? And so I do definitely want to shout out that we have a Jonesboro group as well,
Yeah.
and we have Kingsport, and Kingsport is really up and coming right now and growing. We also have an evening workout in Kingsport for ladies who don't love the mornings.
See, look at that. You're
But
full service.
just continual growth,
Okay.
making sure we're meeting women where they need to be met
Uh-huh.
at and serving the women of our community the way that they need,
Yeah.
I think we're able to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Would you add anything?
Shoot. I mean, I think that, when we first started our region here, our goal was just to survive. particularly that first winter.
That's
oh my
right.
goodness.
We got to make it through the winter.
And stuff and everything. But then, certainly beyond that, our goal is growth. And, we'd love to see other locations, whether that's within Johnson City to again, meet certain locales of, that's convenient for people. Jonesboro, we have Bristol is our holdout when it comes to the Tri-Cities.
We've had women reach out about Bristol, and it's like,
nobody's wanted to take the reins on that one.
if you're
and
interested,
stuff.
If
you're
you live in
interested,
Bristol,
you can make it happen.
connect
We
with
will
these
support
ladies.
you.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
it's always just it's growth, and again, it's just investing in other women and just letting them know that, hey, you're not alone, and this is a completely free option. then you don't have to worry about a gym membership, or, any kind of registration fees,
Yep,
or
no dues,
applications, or,
nothing.
any of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's certainly something, I mean, you just, we always say there's no sign up, just show up.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just encourage people to show up.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Last question. Hot dog or hamburger today,
Ooh.
or both?
We're smoking ribs.
Oh, okay, that's good. Ribs are good. I've actually been thinking.
That's like a whole nother level, Melissa.
I'm telling you, Craig is like the
He
meat
is,
man.
he is a culinary guru.
He has got.
I think I'm gonna go hamburger today. I think I just have to.
I mean,
a good
it's
hamburger.
so good.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yep.
Okay, ribs and hamburgers and workout.
Yep.
And
Hey,
then-
I did run club this morning.
Good job.
3 miles hill sprints done.
See, and you can eat a hamburger now.
I can.
And you don't have
And I will enjoy it.
I'm going to be like, this is the best hamburger because I already burned off my 3,000 calories that it's going to cost me.
Well, and that is the other thing. We actually didn't really even mention Run Club.
I know, yeah.
So we do actually have a group that just runs on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
And so if you're a runner and you're just like, I really just want to improve my speed or my times or whatever, definitely come on out on Tuesday mornings.
Tuesday mornings.
Yep.
Indian Trail typically, or does it kind of
moves.
rotate?
It moves around.
Yeah, we kind of just go week by week on that one.
Okay.
So.
Well, just get online.
Yep. Shoot us
connect
a
with
message.
them on message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming
thank you.
in.
Thank you for
thank
having
you
us.
so
What
much.
you're doing. I mean, that's exciting. And I think if, like you said, just get your body moving.
Yep.
And get out there and fight the fear. And come hang out with these lovely ladies. Thank you all for being on the podcast.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
We
This was
appreciate
fun.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about this stuff. I love the podcast because I learn about things all the time. I'm like, I didn't even know this was happening. But I had heard of you. I will say. But I didn't know it was my friends that were doing it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to move to Johnson City and work out with these lovely ladies, give me a call. I would love to help you move here. If you're wondering about building wealth in real estate, Carly and I would love to help you with that too, because we do a lot of property management and help people buy rental properties that can pay for college one day. If you got little ones, you can buy a little house now and it'll sell it later and it'll pay for college. So just all kinds of fun things to do through real estate. And if you just have a question about Johnson City, connect with me. I would love to help you because we live in the best place in the world. Thanks and have an awesome 4th of July.